Thrive, Chef Rich again, and I'm here with Dr. Patrick Martin. And we are here to prove a point that St. Kitts was ranked the fattest Caribbean nation, because some of you really didn't believe me. So I'm here with Mr. Martin, and he was the Chief Medical Officer at the time. So maybe you'll believe it more from him. So I'm just going to let him say a few words about it.
Well, thank you, and it's good to have an organization like Shop Eat Thrive and encouraging you to support this media dissemination platform. So back in 2008, a survey was done by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, and lo and behold, we found what we already knew, or what we saw, and that is that we have percentages of overweight and obese people that are too high. So right now, you could summarize it this way. 20% of children and teenagers are obese, 25% are overweight. So 20 plus 25. 45% of our children and teenagers have excess weight. Let's go to the adults now. We're talking about 75%, okay, of adults have excess weight, with the females leading in that regard. So what we saw and read coming from international media, and I know there was a YouTube clip going around, it's absolutely true. The data is true for St. Kitts and Nevis. We started out with St. Kitts data first, but since then we have had data from Nevis that corroborates what's going on. So yes, we are one of the fattest nations in the world.
Wow.
And we are the smallest nation in the Western Hemisphere, and one of the fattest nations in the world. So that gives you an idea of this challenge that we have in terms of trying to convince more of our people to eat what they grow and grow what they eat, because that is the issue. Our food supply has manipulated, and the manipulation started somewhere around the 1990s with certain international agreements which made it possible for cheap and unhealthy stuff to flood our markets from outside. So we do not produce unhealthy stuff, we produce healthy stuff, but the stuff from outside is produced in abundance in factories, so they're able to drop the price. They're able to drop the price, and so by the time you get to a supermarket or market here, the prices are on a level. Maybe the imported stuff is cheaper, and that is because of the chemicals that are added, and the fact, chemicals like antibiotics and hormones, and the fact that they could produce in abundance, and so some of our people have gotten trapped into believing that we cannot produce, and the other myth is that our stuff is more expensive. That is not true. And what we have to do, and I'm happy that Shop Eat Thrive has come alive, is to show persons how their thinking, minds and wallets have been manipulated using advertisements and suggestions that things Caribbean, things local are not good, are not cool. And so what some people do is to get popular artists to make sure their faces are on a cornflakes box or some other kind of marketing method, and it's called endorsement. And so you say, well, if she is so popular and likes that product, I should like it too. And so that is all part of the manipulation. Our people survived slavery and colonialism on breadfruit, yam, dashing, and potato. We are going back to slavery and colonialism by ignoring that stuff.
And that's some of the healthiest things that you can eat. And you know what's sad is that you look around saying it's tons of breadfruit trees, as we call them, and the fruits just falling off and they're spoiling. And then when you look at in the international attention that breadfruit is now receiving, they're looking at it as one of the possible answers to world hunger because it is such a rich source of food. And we don't know, and we have it here in abundance.
Well, Shop, Eat, Thrive is going to bring the truth to our people. That here's how it works. There are people right now going through the rainforests of our countries, looking for a nature's answer.
They call them superfoods.
All right. Looking to see how the animals fight off certain diseases by eating certain plants. As we speak, there are people going through our forests looking for those answers. Why? Because medicines come from plants, okay? And the other issue for people to focus on is that while we are buying their inferior chemicalized stuff, they are looking to get our organic stuff so that their populations get healthier, live longer. And guess what? When they live longer, this is one of my pet stories. We die sooner. Guess who is going to be coming back to take? Okay, you got the point. So it is not that. It is not that you are trying to force things down people's throat. It is all part of a strategy. And the strategy is to make money. I can't blame them. They're in business. The strategy is to make money. But some of us also believe that there's an underlying strategy to recolonize these countries.
Definitely.
Because at the rate at which we are going with obesity, the rates of diabetes are going to go sky high in the next 5 to 10 years, and we are not going to be able to deal with it. So the work that you're doing in terms of some reprogramming of people's minds with the proper information is absolutely correct. So that is where we have to stand. This is not a Ministry of Health issue of ours. The Ministry of Health has its role. This is what Bob Marley sang about, emancipating ourselves from mental slavery, and that is what Shop, Eat, Thrive is about. I'm just learning. Just learning about Shop, Eat, Thrive, and I like the road you're on.
Yes, definitely. And you spoke about childhood obesity. That's something that's one of my pet peeves, because I'm of the opinion that we all have free will. So even in the introductory episode for Shop, Eat, Thrive, I put a disclaimer out there for you, and I said, if you like eating unhealthy, if this is the path that you've chosen, it's not my place to tell you it's wrong, but this is not the show for you. But what gets me with kids is that children don't have money of their own. They don't do the shopping, and we expect them to behave, we expect them to perform in school, and we're not feeding them the way that they need to be fed. They're growing. So that is my pet peeve, because the children, really, that's not their choice, that's yours. And you should be, as a parent, trying to provide the best for your kids, not just the best shoes, but the nutrition comes first. So I'm really glad you touched on childhood obesity.
Well, I'm a pediatrician, and I can tell you that 95% of the time I spend in my office is to deal with the parents, especially my mother. I'm trying to debunk certain myths and also trying to raise awareness, which is the number one role of a physician. A physician is a teacher. If your physician is a drug pusher, you have the wrong physician. The physician is supposed to teach you. When you leave the physician's office, you're supposed to be better off or better informed than when you went in. If you're not better informed, don't pay the fee. There are persons in our country who are raising their children to be fat. I've had that told to me. I've had parents tell me, my child was born in the United States and that is how I'm going to raise him.
Wow.
Now, being a very proud Kittitian division, it took a lot for me to keep calm in that context. You know, a proud Kittitian division born in Newtown, by the way. It took a lot for me to keep calm in that context, and so I must confess, I do get into some verbal confrontations with parents like that. You know, and basically tell me this is child abuse.
It is.
Because if the child is dependent upon the parent, if the parent chooses the shake and bake macaroni and cheese route to live in, I think I have a duty I have a duty as a health professional to say you are wrong. And so if you stand on the street corner, any street corner here in St. Kitts and Nevis, you will see in a group of 5 children, 2 or 3 with handles, love handles. You know, in fact, it has gotten so serious that you almost have to have the ambulance on standby for every primary school meal.
Yes.
You know.
Imagine. But these are the issues that we really want to look at on Shop Eat Play. And as Mr. Martin would have said, it's about not just showing you how to eat healthier and hoping that it sticks. It's about empowering you to realize that you are the ones responsible for your own destiny, for your own health, for the health of your kids, you know? So that's where the thrive aspect of Shop Eat Play comes in. Because we really have to address a lot of these myths, as you said, a lot of the, what we call the mentality that we have, that foreign is better. We really need to address these things. So I'm so thankful that Mr. Martin decided to see us, to do this interview.
Well, I had no choice. You called me, you told me what you're up to, and I thought, this is something that I can jump into. And once again, it is important to not moralize and try to bully people, make them feel, okay, you're a bad person because you're overweight or you're obese, because you can't cook and so you have to use the microwave to feed your child. You can be helped.
Yeah. It's not about condemnation.
Right. So you can be taught how to rustle up a pot. And by the way, I think this is a gap in our education system. To me, every girl should come out of high school having done home economics and passed it.
And every boy.
Well, we get to that. We get to that later. In other words, to me, I don't care how many CXCs you have. If you can make me a plate of food that is balanced, you shouldn't leave high school until you do that.
But the issue is when you go to home economics class, for me, I just didn't do the subject because they're teaching me how to make the worst cookies ever and a lot of unhealthy food.
Well, I hope Shop Eat throw the catch that. Because back in the day, I can tell you that because my mother used to teach home economics. The girls were taught how to be better mothers, including looking after children, bathing, washing clothes, and putting a meal together in an hour and a half. And that is possible. And so when you hear people saying, well, I don't have the time, or the local food is too expensive, it's actually, sorry to put it this way, but let's start with food. It's actually a person who can't cope. You have to. Why is this person? Why does this person have this barrier? What is it that is going on in the person's mind to make them believe that they are inferior, and what's from outside, that we are inferior, and what's coming from outside is superior? We made a big mistake in the 80s by allowing the programming that comes on cable. Not condemning the cable company. Cable company is just a channel. A channel. The programming is of a culture that is not that is a consumer culture.
Yeah, and not empowering for black
It's
people.
not empowering.
We are
It's not empowering.
predominantly a black
Right.
nation.
It's not empowering. The channels that we have, most of them are not about empowering black people. It's
They're
about
not.
making us spend our money.
And they actually make you feel, they actually bring your confidence level down. Because first of all, like, you don't see yourself. Only now you see more black people, but growing up, you did not see a representation of yourself.
In fact, in certain parts of this country, you heard the U.S. national anthem more than the national anthem of St. Kitts and Nevis, and that is bad. That is bad. So we have some work to do in terms of the cultural penetration that has happened since the 80s. I make no bones about that. That is a factor in why the country is one of the factors.
Kitty American. Okay, Mr. Martin, thank you so much.
Thank you and good luck with Shop Eat
Thank
Thrive.
you,
And I
thank you.
think you're on the right track. You're using the right social media platform that young people love. And of course, you're young people. You've had your own medical issues.
Yes.
You made some changes, and you look young and beautiful and handsome on local food.
That's to the camera.
So when I grow up, I want to be like you guys.
Okay, well, that's it for this episode of Shop Eat Thrive. Stick around, and we have a lot more to come. Bye.